it was just sort of an idea, so I went to one of the best instrument makers, and I asked him if it could be possible, and we talked about how and that it might work, and there are certain aspects about the instruments that had to be in place. Obviously, they had to be perfectly made. I don't think that instruments like this have been made up to this point because the machining standards haven't been as exact as they are now. So as the technology has improved over the years as far as making custom instruments, or for instance this building, there's different pieces of building blocks or whatever you're trying to create. If the objects are crude or they're not measured exactly right, then they don't fit together. In this case, we're dealing with sound waves and sound concepts, so they had to be made a certain way and very exact, very precise, and they also had to be free suspended without any internal mechanism or anything to block this sort of, the bowl is the sound chamber of the instrument, so it had to be a free suspending instrument. That was a little bit tricky to work that out, and but he was able to do it, and so I had two of the instruments made, so a small one and an even smaller one. So so I tuned them up and I saw what notes were possible, and then they still sounded really good, and the range was definitely extended upwards. So then I had even a smaller one made. So the first two I had made were an 18-inch drum and a 16-inch drum, and I was able to get about a minor sixth above the standard range that had ever been played before for the instrument. And then so we decided to push it even further because they sounded pretty good, and I was very pleased with it, so we made a 14, and that's what we have today. So we've extended the range by at least an octave. So what used to be a 2-octave instruments over the normal timpani that you have on the floor are now 3 octaves, and because of the way the tenor timps are made, they can be tuned individually, so you can play chromatically upwards from where the instrument used to leave off. Or in this case, there's an octatonic scale, which is just a series of whole step, half step. It's just a different scale mechanism, and it's just something that hasn't been done before. Both pieces, these bigger pieces that are now written for the instruments, are both sort of ideas thanks to MTT, to Michael Tilson Thomas. He got the commission going with the San Francisco Symphony for the William Kraft Concerto. That was the first big mega piece written for that concerto for the timpani and these extended range instruments, these tenor timpani. And then that went really well, and then Bill revised the work after and then I've played it since then a couple of times. And I think with Alex, it was another idea that Michael had to get another piece written. So it's co-commissioned with New World Symphony and San Francisco Symphony. And I think that Michael has this incredible ability to put the right people in different projects. So I think Alex was a a great choice, my very first choice. He knows the instrument really well, which helps, because he's also a timpanist, percussionist, great musician, and he's a very fine composer. So it's just seemed to be the perfect match. So as soon as I heard some of Alex's other pieces, I had mentioned it to him years ago that, hey, it would be great if you could someday write a piece. So the idea was planted a long time ago. It just takes somebody like MTT to sort of make it happen. But the idea was there, and we had always thought, well, this would be great to do someday. And now now we're doing it. So it's great.